Hi, Tummy Providers. This is Lavelle Baker, your program coordinator with the Tummy Nutrition Education Services Program with the YWCA. And today, of course, I have my co-host,
Paige Maropoulos, your administrative support specialist for the Tummy program.
And that's correct. And we are coming to you this month with our April 2019 video news.
Yes. So first off, we'll start with our always reminder that you should always be using the mainline phone number. That's the only method of contact that you should be calling unless you really have a specific question for a certain person. Just to warn you that that is something that if you're looking for a quick response, that may not happen. So it's always best to try the main line first, and we can always transfer your call to a specific person. Again, the main line will be posted here, and you'll be able to see that for your information. And also, the best email to be contacting is tummyinfo@ywcachicago.org.
Absolutely. And like I was on vacation last week, and
yes.
because it was such a busy week prior to that vacation, I forgot to notify you lovely providers as I normally do via email and the social media. And therefore, I had people calling my cell phone and texting, and I wasn't able to get to everyone because I was also traveling and driving on the roads to Dallas. But I'm back now, but still use the main line, and it's the way to even reach me, because if I'm busy or occupied, the staff can either assist you or get your message to me a lot more efficient than you leaving voicemails.
That's correct.
Speaking of communication, mail. So we do send monthly mailers out. Yes, we use technology here, and we're taking it to the next level with that. But we still send out monthly mailers because we still need paper, unfortunately, because of state compliance and all of that. And so it is very important that when you see mail coming from the YWCA Metropolitan Chicago, that you open it.
Yes,
because it is coming from Tummy, most likely. Like 99% of the time, it is coming from Tummy. And in those mailers, we do have flyers and other information. However, we do include required program documentation in those mailers as well. So it just, for the sake of just being connected, it's very important that you open those mailers and look through the content. But also, when you see those things that are documentation specific, whether it's your site information sheet or your manual claim forms or even your error summaries, which you should be looking at every month, because errors equal less money for you. So please check out those monthly mailers. If you are not receiving them, let us know. And the only way you would know is if you're actually looking for them. So
yes, that's true.
Definitely high priority on those.
Yes, and you should really only be getting something from us once a month, because we do like to cut down on paper and cost with that. So we try to include everything that we're sending you throughout the month in one mailer. So please open those, because they are chock full of information, whether it's upcoming events or required documents.
Right, and also I did forget to mention your monitoring reviews are now included in your monthly mailers, because it is a paperless process for our monitors when they're in the field. So if you've had a review in that month, you will receive the hard copy of that to add to your binder or your other filing systems. You'll receive that in your monthly mailer at the end of each month that you have had a review. So, that's required that you keep those records. So
please check it out.
Mailers.
Please check your mail. Speaking of required documents, I will also mention again that with all new child enrollment forms that are for an infant, we also need the infant formula and food waiver. That is the requirement by the state. We cannot activate the children without it, unfortunately. If a child does turn 1 after you have submitted an enrollment and they have not been activated yet, we can at that point enroll the child. But until we get that infant waiver, you cannot claim that child. And another piece of the documentation that has to be filled out on the child enrollments is the school information. If a child is 5 and older, even if they are not in kindergarten yet, there has to be some indication of what their schooling is. So if it's a child who's 5 or 6 who is not attending kindergarten, we need you to indicate that there is no school for that child. And if they are in school, you have to be adding their departure and arrival times from the daycare into the school. This will help you be able to claim the meals that they're there after school and before school, but it will disallow you for those lunches when the kids are in school if they are school aged.
That's right. And as usual, you stated it all when it comes to that topic because
Yes.
she deals with it constantly.
Yes, that's correct.
So there's nothing for me to add to that. However, what I can speak to is your schedules. So each provider site has their scheduled meal times. What we are noticing is that some providers have meal times that they do not use. If this is the case for you, where you look at your manual claim form and you have meal times, say an AM snack that you have not used in the past year or 2 or 3 or 5, it is very important that you send us a note asking to remove that meal. The reason why you would want to remove meals that you are not serving meals or children during is because any mealtime listed on your claim form, we must observe according to the state. So those are times that we or the state even would potentially come to your program unannounced because every single meal that you have on your schedule has to be reviewed at some point. So if you need to remove any meals, please send a note. And the way that we look at it, and the monitors will as well, is if we can see that you have not used a meal within the past trimester, we're going to ask you that question of if you still need to use that meal. The only time I would recommend not removing a meal is if you have children who are using that meal at certain times of the year, seasonal, for the summer or for certain breaks. Then you would want to just leave that meal on there, but just let us know if we ask you that question. So we're not forcing you to remove meals, but if it is a meal that you do not use at all, it is for your best interest that you would remove it so that you're not getting visits, unannounced visits during those times that you are just not even serving meals.
That's correct. And it does not just open up us the ability to come see you during those meal times, but also the state.
Absolutely.
So they can see your meal times, and if you're not using something, they are not in that form the way that we are, so they can still come out to those meals that you're not using.
Right. The state can only see the scheduled times. They cannot see whether or not you claim those meals. We do have access to see whether or not you claim it in advance, but the state does not have that access. So they're just purely going to go off of what's on your schedule as far as unannounced visits.
That's correct. The next update we wanted to give is a reminder that we are still doing our incentive program for referrals for new providers. If you refer a provider, you will receive a $50 gift card if that provider claims at least 1 month. That is an ongoing program, and if you have already referred someone, we will be giving those prizes out shortly. We have not forgotten about you.
Absolutely. Those prizes will be, or rewards or incentives or whatever you want to call them, they'll be going out this week. They're actually on my desk to make sure that they go out actually before I leave today.
So you'll be hearing from us.
Absolutely. And thank you so much for everyone who has referred. It is our deepest gratitude to all of you for referring and continuing to refer your friends and family.
We also wanted to congratulate the winners of our Tummy Yummy Plate Challenge that was during our National CACFP Week that we celebrated here at the Tummy program. We wanted to congratulate both Latanya Stigler and Christian Diavila for participating in this challenge. They were our only participants this time around, but we know that as we continue to do these things throughout the years that we have more and more people participating, and we love that. So congratulations and thank you to those 2 participants. We will be contacting you shortly.
Yes, thank you so much. And lastly, we have
our annual training, which some of you will already have attended one of the trainings by the time this video.
No, because I'm going to get it out before the end of this week.
Okay, never mind. So as a reminder,
hold me to that, people.
As a reminder, the tummy training is happening. So we have 6 dates that are happening starting April 13th through July 13th. You have received communication about this through email and in the mailers that we just spoke about.
And social media and phone calls.
Yeah. So at this point, everyone should know about the training and which dates are available. We have filled up on a couple dates. We will be posting those shortly about which dates are full already. But please, if you have a situation where the date that you wanted to attend or the only date you could attend is full, we can try to put you on a wait list and see what happens. But this is a mandatory training, so you need to sign up. There will not be the options that there have been in the past. So you have to sign up for one of the trainings.
Absolutely. And also there have been questions of why the training is a little longer this year than the normal, partially because it was requested through the
Yes.
evaluations that we have received the past couple years. And so we listen. The other piece of it is that we will have guest presenters for 5 of the 6 trainings. And so there was a requirement that they have at least 4 hours because it is a very intuitive and in-depth training that I know that all of you will love. In addition to, we have program information that we always want to share with you. And so we'll be doing that as well. It will be interactive. It will be fun. I don't believe in droning on to people and lecturing. So we will not have any of that. You will enjoy it. I will put my name on it.
Yes. So we look forward to seeing you all there. Absolutely.
Absolutely. And lastly, just as we close out this video, we want to thank you all for, as usual, just being with us and growing with us. In order to continue that, we ask that you join us in our social media platforms. We have Facebook. Of course, we have these videos that are on our YouTube channel. Just tap in so that you can stay connected, stay informed. We do actually give you content in these videos that can help you grow in your program, help you with your best practices, as well as increase your reimbursement. So
that's true.
Again, we want to thank you for staying tuned in this video for the 12 minutes, and also we'll see you at the annual training.
Yes, we'll see you there. Thank you so much.
Bye.